Jameis Winston talked about what the Browns need to do moving forward, as well as how to get that run game going.
One reason is like when you're studying the running back position, it starts with the front, right? And our front has been banged up from time to time. We just got one of the best running backs in the league, back. So I think just everyone developing a synergy, right, and us all gelling and working together. That's what leads to a great, efficient run game. Right, and Nick is getting healthy. Jerome, Pierre, and Dr. Foreman, they did a great job. But at times we were in games where we had to throw the ball more, right? So I think us staying ahead of the sticks, being efficient, will allow our running game to continue to pick up and continue to increase one play at a time. We cannot fall victim to what's behind us. We cannot press too far to what's ahead of us. We have to focus on one day, one play, executing it perfectly, one play at a time.
Tim, the thing that I like least about this scheme is the offense and the offensive line have lost their identity with being physical. That's one of the reasons I want them to move off of this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously what Jameis Winston was talking about with the offensive line not being healthy, I mean, we've seen that all season. I mean, just think of all the different line combinations that they've had to throw out there at times this season. I mean, I don't know how many different offensive linemen they've had to start at some point this season. It just seems like it's been a revolving door up front, and you're not going to have a lot of success up front if you have that revolving door at running back on the offensive line. And then even just looking at the stats, it's not just that they're not running the football, it's that they don't run the football. Again, 27th in rushing attempts, they're third in passing attempts, probably because in what part of what James was talking about is you fall behind and you kind of have to throw. And in some ways, also in this modern NFL, I was thinking about this. Greg Olson said this way back, in 2020 when the Browns were playing the Cowboys. I think he said this a bunch of games. In the modern NFL, you throw to set up the run, and so that's kind of what's going on. That's kind of a little bit what the issue is. I mean, with Nick Chubb, we know the significant knee injury he's coming back from. Obviously, it's very significant. Just to get him out there the last two games, it's been good to see. You would have to assume that the last three games, excuse me, that as time goes on, the further he gets away from the injury, the stronger he gets, the more confident he gets in handling contact. Now he comes back from it. You would assume his best football is ahead of him this season. But you would have to, that with the Browns, if you want to have any kind of success going forward, win a handful of games this year and try and finish the season out strong, you have to have overhauled a lot of things, I think, in the run game to really get that going.